Just when I think I know what's going on, I don't. Hello everybody, Drew here. Tip of the Mitt Flips, where every 100 subscribers, there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I have 9 orders going out for about $165, so it was a pretty good sales day. There's not going to be a tip of the day today, but I do have a bit of a story slash check your listing slash eBay is the worst sometimes. So that'll be after I pull orders. But I'll skip the tip of the day today because it might get long-winded. I don't know. First thing going out on A2, vintage brown leather belt. A2 right here. I got this with I think I got 3 belts and they all had belt buckles. So I actually popped the belt buckles off and then listed this belt separately. I kept one for myself and then listed all of the belt buckles separately. And I got $14 free shipping for that. Of course, first class, that'll just go in an envelope. Speaking of that, I did get my new eBay coupon shipping supplies type thing. And I went with the poly bags this time, which I think maybe what I go with for the next few times. I'll just get a few different sizes because with my coupon, it comes out to around 100 of them for free. So that's a decent amount. Still overpriced, but technically free, even though you're paying for your subscription, so it's not technically free. But either way, poly bags, I went with the bigger ones. I'll probably get a very small size or a medium size next and see how that works out. I've already used 2 of them, so I definitely needed poly bags because I was overpaying putting stuff in bubble mailers, and especially these poly bubble mailers instead of just the papery craft paper type ones, which I need to get both so that I can use them specifically for when they're needed. Which I don't know about your local store, because things like this, yeah, I could buy them in bulk and put in my storage unit, but the difference in price, it's not that extreme. I'd rather just go to my local Walmart and buy them, but they've been out. There's been no boxes, no shipping supplies, you know, supply chain issues, blah, 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 blah. Everybody knows about it now. Next up, had these listed a long time, and it's because the shipping was so expensive, which it won't be that expensive. I think I can put it into a regional A, so that's great for me. So I took an offer on A5, 2 pounds, LeBeau Touche, I think it is. I'm not really sure. It's some type of crafting clay or something. I might have to put this down. I'm going to have to put it down because they're 2-pound bricks and there's 4 of them. So 1 sec. But yes, here we are. LeBeau Touche, if I'm not mistaken, plastiline, 2-pound bricks, non-drying clay, I think. So I think it's clay you have to bake in order to harden it. I'm not positive on that, but I got $29.99 plus shipping. And the shipping, like I said, they paid $32. I'll probably stick it in a regional A if it'll fit. If not, 2, 4, 6, 8, even a regional B would be great, or maybe some type of flat rate box. Regional B and flat rate, I think I've used regional B once, ever. I think I've used flat rate box 0 times. I've used it flat rate padded envelope a handful of times, but flat rate I almost never find a use for. Regional A all the time. And I'll pose a question to you guys also today, because something I've been mulling over and I don't really want to ask the post office because that might, lead me in a wrong direction. But yeah, stick around. Maybe you guys will have the answer for me. Next up, on A4, just listed this, Cleveland Indians Chief Wahoo glass. And I thought this was plastic till I took it out because there was a hair on it and I needed to take a picture. It looked like it was cracked, but it was a hair. But it's a glass Christmas ornament. And I took an offer, $15 free shipping. I paid $2 for it. It'll go first class, like $4. So not too bad, but it sold almost immediately. Next up, Morning Maxwell CD. This is a band. It wasn't like I was a fan of them or anything. I went to Warped Tour one year, and basically the first year they were on Warped Tour, they were walking around giving away these free, what do you call it? EP? No, I don't know. I can't remember what I'm trying to think of, but Morning Maxwell, the CD, took an offer, $5.99 free shipping. And then this, I'll probably never list another one of these because it takes a lot of space. It's been sitting around a long time. I got it for free. That's why I listed it, but I don't think I'll do it again. B for vintage audio cassette. B, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's not where it's at. Oh, B4. Ha, ha, ha. Maybe if I knew my alphabet, I'd be okay. Yes, on B, I'm sure people at home, you're laughing your butts off right now. Drew, you're looking at A. You said it's in B. But this right here, it's a cassette, faux wooden cassette holder right here. And the thing is, they're not hard to find. So if somebody wants one, they could probably just go to their local Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever, or just hit up Facebook Marketplace. Hey, has anybody got one of these they want to get rid of? Let me put these pans back before I forget and then can't find them. Move that so it doesn't break. And there we go. Okay. But yeah, easy to find. So I think the market for them is not great. But if you're someone that buys cassettes or has cassettes or VHS, these are great. They look okay on a shelf. But $10 plus shipping for the amount of work that goes into that to make a box that ships it at an appropriate rate that I can still make money, it's not worth it for me anymore. Now, if I found like a new old stock in original packaging, yes, 100%. You'd probably get twice as much. You could just poly bag the box or garbage bag the box or whatever. So that's a different thing. But as far as loose one of these, because I have 3 more of them. I'm not going to list them because it's not worth it. It's been, I'm going to say it's over a year for sure, possibly over 2 years. Next, the last one, Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. I don't know why I have it buried underneath all these empty boxes. That's just stupid. I need the stuff out of my way, I guess. But that's the last one right there. Got to finish peeling the sticker off. And I was about to lower the price because I had, if you didn't know, every time I was selling one of these specific ones, I, towards the end, was raising it $1 every time. And they were still immediately selling. And that was the last one. $45.99 plus shipping. What a great buy and resell that whole thing was. Mostly because I expected right now for them to start selling. Because I had I don't remember exactly how many, but it was a cart stacked to my nose of these advent calendars, all different kinds. And I expected them to start selling now. But I sold out. Outside of that one, I sold out a week ago. And some of them I sold out a month ago. So it was not how I expected to go, but that's kind of how it always goes. You know, something you're like, I don't want to list this. It's going to sit forever. Sells that day. Or something you're like, oh, this isn't going to take long to sell. There's high demand for it. Sits forever. It's hard to predict. I don't know. It's just when I think I know what's going on, I don't. It gets proven that I don't. A Weekend in the City Block Party. Block Party, the group. I really liked them when they first came out. They're all their following albums I did not care for at all. $4.99 free shipping. They were just it was just different than what I was listening to. So maybe that was it. Maybe they didn't change. Maybe I did. Secret Files 2. Porritas Gordas? I don't know. PC game. Sounds like it's possibly Spanish, but maybe I'm just saying it wrong. Right here. New in package. Porritas Gordas. I'm thinking that's Spanish. I have no idea. Or maybe that's a place. I don't know. Either way, it's a PC game, new in package, $19.99 free shipping. And then last up today, I've had many offers on it. All of them were in the $30 range, and I had it listed for $60 free shipping. And that was overpriced a little bit, the $60 free shipping, but I did it because I wanted to expand my market, and then I was going to take an offer, but all the offers were too low, so I countered this one, and they actually took it. $44.99 Santa blow mold, and it's a small one. It's let me see if it says how tall it is. 13 inches. It's Empire, the same brand as the large one I just got, but no light in it. In decent condition, but for this piece of plastic, this nothingness piece of plastic, I got $44.99 free shipping. But this will also go first class if I find the right box, which I think I have the right box. So that should go first class. So depending on how big the box is, should land somewhere around $6-ish. So overall good. I think I paid $1 for it. So sales seem to be a little bit back on track. Here's the story. And just when in the last video, I finally have a chance to go, okay, good job, eBay, you did something right. It couldn't even last 2 days. 2 days later, they're ruining my life. Okay, so here's the deal. I go out. I needed to get some boxes from storage. I stop at the resale shops. I buy a couple things. No big deal. Nothing great. I come home where I always have my computer open to my YouTube and my eBay and all my stuff, my fantasy football that I do throughout the day, my trading accounts, all that kind of stuff. And I noticed that the dollar value of my total store, which I don't know how you all track your stuff, that's the one I kind of always keep my eyes on. Total items in my store, I don't care. I want the total dollar value of my store. When it gets too low, I want to get that up. I don't care if that means I list one very expensive thing or I list a bunch of cheaper things. I have a threshold. I like to keep that above. And it seemed very low. So I was like, oh, great. I made some sales. And I go to look. I hadn't made any extra sales. And it was down significantly. A couple $100. And then I was like, okay, that's weird. So I go looking around, maybe something happened, maybe something was pending, refresh. And then I look and tick, it goes down again. Okay, well, I must have sold something. It went down again. No, it didn't. So I said, okay, well, let me investigate further. And as I keep investigating, it just keeps going down. It just keeps going down every few minutes. It keeps dropping. My inventory count, I started watching, kept dropping. I think at the beginning of the day, I'd had like 615 items in my store, somewhere around there. By time it stopped doing what it was doing, which was removing my items, I had lost 16 items and about $1,000 worth of stuff from my store. So of course, I always say I'm never calling customer service again. In this case, I had no options. I had to. So I call them up. I also simultaneously, I didn't call. I use their messaging service. Calling them is not an option. They say it is. It's not. So I'm using their messenger service. I go to Facebook, eBay, Facebook for sellers, whatever that is. I message them. I go to their Twitter account. eBay for sellers. I message them. I go to what was the other option I used? I don't know. I had like 4 chats open with different customer service, seller service providers trying to fix this same issue, where what was happening is when you have something on buy it now, good till canceled, after 30 days, or it might be 31 days, but I think it's after 30 days, the listing renews itself. And it used to be that's how eBay made a lot of their money, was that you got charged per listing, and when it renewed itself, you got charged again. With all the free listings they give out, that's gone. They should just go back to that. It was so much easier. I'll pay for per listing. It's like they wanted to have cheap, useless items on their site. I don't know. I can't get into that. But I finally get a hold of somebody, the first person I'm talking to, and they kept saying it was somehow my fault. Somehow I did something. Somehow I clicked on something. They got to the point where they started lying to me, because what was happening, instead of it renewing, the items were just disappearing. And then they would say, okay, well, what's the item number so that we can look into it? I said, I don't have it. It's gone. It didn't go to your unsold listings. It was gone. Just completely gone. And this is where I got hot. The lady I was talking to, and I saved the conversation because then I went and I went and sent a bunch of complaints to every avenue I could that I was being lied to, because she said, oh, your item reached its maximum, what was the word she used? Maximum duration. Your item had reached its maximum duration. On good till canceled, that does not exist. Also, that does not exist. It's not a thing. It was clearly something happening on their end, and they wouldn't even admit it and went as far as to lie to me. And so I'm like, okay, here are the next 2 items that are going to disappear, because you could watch it's a countdown of when it renews. But instead of renewing, they were being deleted. So I'm like, okay, here's the next 2 items. And then this dummy, I'm not even going to be nice, but this stupid person went as far as to say, oh, it shows it's still in your store. I said, yeah, wait the 2 minutes I just told you. Like, you're ignoring what I'm literally telling you to just answer so that I can go away. And eventually she did cut off our conversation, which is the second time that's happened where they just said, okay, well, I'm going to close the chat now. Boom, close the chat. Whew, they got me. Ooh, they got me riled up. Let me make sure I get all the story in. You know, I get off in my tangents. So yes, they said it had reached its total duration, where one of them that got deleted had been listed for exactly 30 days. So no. And another one was 2 years and like 2 months. So it wasn't a thing. They were just literally lying to me. I couldn't believe it. And then at a certain point, I said, you guys are inept. You can't fix anything. Just make it stop. I thought my account had gotten hacked and someone was just deleting my listings for fun. So I went and reset my passwords. That wasn't working, trying to figure it out myself, because that seems to work better most of the time. But I was like, just make it stop and I'll do an inventory and I'll figure out what happened. You guys are the worst. I wasn't saying any of this because then of course they'll just not do anything about it. But I found on Twitter more than one person this happened to, but it happened not the same time. It had happened 2 weeks ago. And they kept saying, well, this isn't a known issue. We'll pass it on to so-and-so, da-da-da-da-da. It was a known issue. It's happened before. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what their plan is. I had a conversation with somebody on a reseller Facebook group, RVA Flips Water Cooler, I think is what it's called. And I was saying, it almost feels like they're purposely tanking the platform. But there's no logical reason I can think of why they would do that. But that's the feeling I get. Like they're actively trying to tank the platform. I don't get it. There's no reason for them to do that, so it can't be it. It's just got to be ineptitude, unless they're trying to, I don't know, tank the stock so that if they sell the company or it's acquired by Facebook or Walmart or Amazon, that shareholders can buy more stock cheaper, and then when the other company acquires it, the stocks will go up. I mean, that's out in left field conspiracy theory stuff, but I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea what they're thinking, and went as far as to lie to me, saying that this is a thing that happens. It's not a thing that ever happens. There is no maximum duration. That does not exist. All my items are good till canceled. They always auto-renew. It's just always happens. There was clearly something on their end happening, but they will never admit to that. And I tried a lot. I tried. And even when I would say, okay, so you're saying you're going to stop this, fix this, get my listings back up, they would never answer the question. They will never admit fault. They will never say it's on their end. It's always you, always you, always you. And eventually, when the conversation ended, it stopped happening. And then the listings would reappear on a delay in the order that they disappeared. So say the listing, was 3 minutes apart. So this one would reappear. 3 minutes later, the next one would reappear. They reappeared in the exact timeline and order that they had disappeared. But also it stopped at a certain point. So they clearly found the issue. Seems like they fixed the issue. Here's the whole thing though. If this happens to you, contact them, let them know it's happening. They're not going to fix it right away. They're going to pretend like they don't know what's happening, but do not relist your items, because then you will end up with 2 of the same item in your store. You will probably sell both of them, not knowing at some point, could be a year down the road where you've already sold one and then the next one sells that you didn't even know was in there, duplicate entry, and then you will get a ding on your account and they will not retract that. I found multiple cases where that happened also on Twitter. I don't really love it, but it's a good place to find info, people with the same issues, that kind of thing, or just throw out general questions and possibly get answers. It's not a great source, but I was trying everything simultaneously. It was 3 hours and 17 minutes of my life that I will never get back. 3 hours, 17 minutes. Trying to just get it to stop. And they did fix it. They are all back. All my items are back, blah, 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 blah. Weirdest thing about the whole thing, 2 of the items that I pulled today were 2 items that the listings had disappeared from. So it kind of makes me think that when they say deleting your listings and redoing them, or canceling them and redoing them, does not help sell items, I think that might be a lie as well, because it's two of the items. It was both of these. Yeah, it was both of these CDs right here. They both were deleted, and then when they came back, sold almost immediately. So I don't know if they gave them a bump or whatever. Maybe they threw me a bone because they felt bad. I doubt that, but either way, whatever. I don't know. It was a fiasco. I lost an entire day worth of work. It's fourth quarter and they're just screwing stuff up. You all know that at this point. If your store is running perfectly and fourth quarter is going great, I mean, please let me know, because that would be awesome. I'd be very happy for you, but I think you would be in the very minority. There's a lot of people, their sales going down the tubes. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what their thought is, but it's not good. It's not good. So on a more, I guess, positive note, if you watch my channel, you probably know who Pete Craigslist Hunter is. I enjoy his channel. Seems like a nice guy. I don't know him personally, but seems like a nice guy. But what he did on his channel and what he said is that he will take regional A boxes, flat rate boxes, anything that you're not supposed to manipulate the size of the box, anything that is not a regular USPS priority mail box. What he'll do, because these are great. I wish there was a priority mailbox, regional A sized box that was not regional, that was just a regular priority box. This would be a great box to have. But what he says he does is he splits the seam, flips it inside out, and then just turns the box inside out and just uses them. Says he does it all the time. I don't know. If that's a thing that other people do, because the only person I've ever heard do that is him. He's a big time reseller. He sells a lot of stuff. He's been doing it a long time, a lot longer than I have. He says he doesn't have any issues with it, but I'm a little worried to try it. So I'm throwing that out there. Is that something you would do? Is that something you have done? Do you think that would be okay in the eyes of USPS? Because, like I said, this is a great size box. I wish I could use those almost every day. So I guess I'm just kind of trying to throw it out there and get like a should I, shouldn't I? Some confirmation that other people do it, or maybe some confirmation that other people do not do it, or something before I start. But I hope the answer is, oh yeah, I always do it. We always do it, blah, 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 because that would be awesome. Flip them inside out, easy peasy. And then that would add, 6 new priority mail box sizes that I could use on a regular basis that I don't have to pay for. So that would be cool with me. I'll link the video of him doing it at the end, so that if you decide for yourself that that's something you're wanting to do, that you can see how he did it. So that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.